My partner has just started stripping and I am kinda struggling with it. My 19F partner and I 19M have been together 18 months. We've always had a good relationship and have worked hard to get to where we are. She's even helped me get over drug addiction and I love her with my whole heart. Recently she's gotten a job as a stripper with my roommate and she really loves it. I'm trying my hardest to be supportive of it because I know it's important to her. I want to make it clear that I don't think there's anything wrong with sex work and I fully support people who work in that industry. In saying that though, I hate that she's giving other guys lap dances and they're touching her everywhere and she's doing strip shows and everything. It's started to make me feel pretty empty, shitty, and my mental health has taken a pretty big hit. I am trying so hard to support her and we've talked about this and she keeps saying how much it means to her to have my support, especially when I feel this way about it, and she's really trying to help me not feel so shitty about it, although it's not really helping very much. I don't want her to leave her job because I know she enjoys it and it's important for her, but at the same time I don't know how much longer I can do this. Edit, just wanna make it clear that when I say she loves her job it isn't just money. She feels very empowered and I am proud of her for that, and it's not something I expect her or even want her to give up. Edit 2, I'm getting a lot of comments telling me it's okay to end it, which isn't something I want to do. We have put in so much hard work to get to where we are now, and my relationship with my partner is one of the things I'm most proud of, and I would be very mad at myself if I threw it away over something like this. Look, everyone has its own limits, for every relationship has their own special rules. Some couples having sex with others it's okay, but for others pornography counts as cheating. Sometimes even when you love someone and want this person to be happy, your limit says you can't go that far. That's why people break up. Everyone changes, they changes their desires and their limits, and sometimes both can't get to meet in the middle anymore. I guess, you should talk to her. Just because you don't see anything wrong with sex workers doesn't mean you don't have the right to walk away from one. If she's happy with it, she'll continue doing it. If you're unhappy with it, you'll keep being unhappy. Move on. I would never date someone in the military or who is a minister. It's okay to discriminate based on someone's profession. Your girlfriend rubs her ass on dudes until they come in their jeans for money. That is a deal breaker for many. So what kind of advice are you looking for? It sounds like you know how you feel about it. You seem to feel that her job and your relationship are incompatible. You don't have to be cool with your love getting guys off for money. If you can't handle it, and no way I could, then break up. It's a testament to today's screwed up society that you feel the need to say that you don't judge her for being a stripper. You are forced to pretend that you are okay with it lest you be ostracized. Screw that. You don't want to date a stripper, and there is nothing wrong with that. She can do whatever she wants and you are allowed to hate it. You don't need to twist yourself into a knot to express your feelings while not being perceived as judgmental. Some guys would be okay with this. Most wouldn't. You can both be supportive of someone doing something, and also not wanting that thing to be a part of your life. Bro, just bail. Seriously. Only pain is in your future if you stay. You can support her as a friend. Get out of there. You can support sex workers and still not be the type of person to be able to date one. Yeah, most dudes won't date a stripper. It's okay. She's gonna end up blowing, jerking, fucking some guy when he flashes a big enough wad of cash, dude. Best to get out now before your heart gets broken. Yeah, it's basically her job to cheat on you. It takes a really special and extremely secure person to be okay with that. Most people are not. What does she love about the job so much? Maybe she could find a different job that maintains the same aspects of the job TMSHE likes minus the physical contact with strangers. Since people are being brutally honest and saying most men wouldn't date a stripper, I'm gonna be brutally honest and say most women wouldn't be okay with their boyfriend living with a stripper. Just keep that in mind if you break up with her over this. What's empowering about rubbing your ass and tits on strangers for money? Dude, just leave. I wouldn't date someone doing sex work. Personally, I find it even worse than cheating, cause instead of fucking one dude she's giving everyone a lap dance or more in the tri-state area. This ain't the mother of your kids. Some people aren't compatible. I know I couldn't have SRS relationship with a stripper. I'd personally break up with her. Dude, just leave. You won't get over it, she's not going to stop. Simple answer. The amount of horrible comments in this thread is depressing. She's allowed to dance. You are allowed to not like it. This is a you problem and that's alright, just means you don't mesh well. Leave and find someone new. Stripping is sex work. It is legitimate work and she deserves to be fulfilled by it if it's what she likes doing. But look at it this way, some people wouldn't date a med student or a doctor because of the long hours involved. Some people wouldn't date someone in law enforcement because of the danger. It's okay if you're not okay dating someone who does sex work. She's not wrong for doing it. You're not wrong for saying it's not for you. You can be supportive, but in the end it doesn't sit well with you. That's okay. I'd feel the same if my boyfriend did similar, and I'm sure he would as well. She feels empowered and loves her job. You are trying your best, but it is not going well. It is best to leave. I do not really see a compromise here. You're both young. It's normal to grow apart. She has the right to work in whatever field she wants, but you've got the right to not want to date her. Everyone has different boundaries. I can't imagine how hard this might be, and I am so impressed with your open mind and attitude. Please, give it a little time before making your decision so that you won't have major regrets later. She loves the job now, but I have a feeling that's because it is so new, and like any other job, she will eventually experience the downside with all of its problems. You are already on the right track, communicating with her and supporting her. Continue to tell her about your thoughts and feelings. As you said, this is temporary, so give yourself a little more time to see if this can work for both of you before you cut your losses. You will know when, if the time comes that you have to end the relationship. Best wishes and positive vibes to you. I'm happy that you are working and doing something that makes you happy. However, I feel that this is something that makes me uncomfortable as your partner, and while I told myself I would try to be understanding in theory, I realized in actual practice it has taken a toll on my mental health. I'd like to ask your input on how we can move forward while really discussing the potential that we may have to part ways, maybe something like that, reworded a bit to fit you, the situation. But the main thing I'd want to put on the table is the potential to part ways amicably if it's something y'all think the both of you may not come to an agreement about. In my former wilder days I was roommates with a dancer, fucked a couple of them, dated one. Most of them drink and do dope while working. Although you two have some comforting history together, sounds like you're both following a different moral plumb line. You both need to have a serious talk about this. Don't leave her to change her, leave her so y'all can both be set free. It'll be painful, but it'll pass. If she's just now gotten into this dancing world, she's got some hard lessons to learn. If you like drama, then stay, because you're about to get enough to last you a lifetime, I guarantee it. Stop trying to be understanding. A lot of people in the industry don't have stable relationships for a reason. Not being okay with it is normal. A lot of people saying just to leave without doing any work on yourself, your jealousy or your relationship is just sad. Maybe long term you can't handle it, but this could be a really good opportunity to grow as a person and a partner. Attitudes that women who strip have looser morals or are more likely to cheat, etc., are so outdated. We as women are sexualized day to day even when we don't want to be, but when we start turning that on its head and being empowered by it, making it work for us, there's so much taboo. Discomfort or jealousy in relationships is normal to a certain extent, same as in life, it's the challenging parts that make you grow. I would bail on this relationship. I had an ex who was a sex worker and it started like you, tried to be cool with it but felt my mental health waning. 8 months later I was a shell of my former self and basically using alcohol just to deal with it. That might not happen to you, but if you're already feeling shit it might get worse as she delves into that world a bit more. Also, stripping can often go hand in hand with drug use, coke, and I know a lot of girls will do extra shit for the right price. People like to act like it's this very controlled setting, but the reality is that once they get to the VIP room or champagne room the lines of stripping and other acts can get a bit blurry. Money is a hell of an aphrodisiac. I am trying so hard to support her and we've talked about this and she keeps saying how much it means to her to have my support. First of all, you're clearly not okay with this dumbass. Yeah, your support is to sit there as a backup in case she gets a new sugar daddy dude. Move on, 18 months ain't that much time, you're 19, find someone else. Hopefully it ain't a stripper this time. It's normal to be bothered by this, few people wouldn't be. I say this as someone who stripped for 3 months to feed my children. I had the husband who liked me stripping, and I hated it. First of all, you're 19. And as we discussed in the previous meeting, We've put in a lot of work should never be a reason to stay. It's great that you can be supportive of SW, and I can tell that you're super torn. Still, you shouldn't sacrifice your mental health if you cannot have a partner in SW. Letting go is easier said than done, but you'll likely stay unhappy if this is something she really enjoys doing. Good luck with everything. If she chooses to do that kind of work, which is dancing naked and giving other men lap dances and making them come, and your only given option is to support her because she likes it and you're struggling with that option, then it's time to move on. WTF. She enjoys it and feels empowered? My guy, that is a croak of shit. Run. This is not helping you mentally. You should have been gone like yesterday. But I'm guessing you want to work it out because she helped you get over your addiction, so you feel like you owe her or some shit, but GTFO. If you're suffering due to her decisions, and her decisions aren't necessary, and she knows it's really causing you pain and distress yet she still keeps doing it instead of getting another job, then I'm not saying it's best to leave, but it's best to ask yourself how much suffering is worth enduring for her love? There is an obvious clash of values that will affect you as long as you're there, or find a way to come to absolute terms with it. Anyways, the outcome and what's right for you is yours to decide, but I truly wish you both the best resolution possible. If you don't like your significant other doing sexual things with other men, you need to date someone that isn't a sex worker. Personally, I wouldn't be able to do it, man. Nothing against that kind of work, but just knowing that the girl I love is doing those kind of things for other men would make me incredibly uncomfortable and sad. At the end of the day, it's your call, so if you think this is something you can put up with, go for it. If you decide this is a deal-breaker, don't feel guilty, because a lot of guys would feel the same. You need to prioritize your happiness and mental health, and if her stripping is making you feel shitty, you shouldn't have to put up with that. Have you watched any strippers from YouTube? There are some who vlog their lives and have boyfriends and even children. Those are pretty interesting and might give you some insight since you are personally dealing with it. If your friend was dating a stripper, how do you think the story ends? Dude, don't take Reddit's advice. They told a woman whose partner stuck his dick in her while she was sleeping to calmly talk about it with him, and they tell you to break up just because your girlfriend is doing stripping. Honestly, they are very conservative here and hate women. Look for advice somewhere where people are open-minded and not misogynistic. Try to understand that she doesn't have any feelings towards her clients, after all, they're just clients. If it makes you uncomfortable that she's stripping for other guys, then communicate that discomfort to her. In your situation, strong communication is key. There are 3 issues. 1. You have a relationship that requires mutual benefit, and political correctness does not need to guide your reaction. Maybe the idea of sex work is okay, but the person you sleep with needs to make you feel safe and comfortable. 2. Ask if there is a reason why she needs this emotionally. SLAA is a support group to help people, including sex workers, see deeper into their own issues. 3. This business has a very dark side, and being ensnared in it could be very dangerous. There is trafficking, money laundering, manipulation, pimping and more. The question is when empowerment becomes something she is blind to see. The industry knows how to groom and slowly inoculate their emotions. So I'm a sex worker and I've dated a lot of people successfully. I'm not gonna say this can't be a deal breaker, but I want you to know it doesn't have to be. There's no necessary conflict with sex work and monogamy. She's at her job and working, it's a whole other frame of mind. Yes, she's being sexual with her clients, but it's not the same as being intimate with someone you know and want to fuck. You're both young and it's a fairly young relationship and a very new job. My advice is stick with it, be open about your feelings but non-judgmental, and see how you settle into it before making decisions. Will Ferrell saying, "It's gonna happen." Drop her. She'll drop you eventually. If you love this girl, and want to stay with her long term, either get her to stop, or drop her. That environment will change her. She will leave you. Get her to stop and propose to her. Or drop her, and when she comes back then propose to her. Time to move on, bro. If she isn't banging the clients, they call it sex work for a reason, she soon will be. Is that your life now? Dude. Discrimination is a problem when you're an employer looking for employees. It's absolutely acceptable when you're talking about who you choose to spend time in your life with. You're allowed to have preferences in this. Jesus fucking Christ, the comments here. I would have broken up with her already. That's not even what he's asking, and B, read the first paragraph. I have no fucking clue what I'd do because I don't have any relevant experience. I just wanted to encourage you not to listen to any of these fuckers who think your relationship is easy to throw away just because you're young and they have bullshit opinions about sex work. Whatever ends up coming out of this, I wish you the best. I understand where you are coming from. I would lose my mind if my husband was stripping for money. I am less supportive of sex work in general, not sex workers, just the work itself, and I think if you love her that much, talk to her about using it as a stepping stone to a career that has a better future. Take that stripping money and put it into a trade school or program that will get her a better job. She helped you, now you return the favor. It sounds like you desperately want to be woke and be fine with it because you think it's the right thing to do, but you don't have to. It's okay if this is too much for you and you want to end it. Everyone has their own limits and seems like yours has been reached.